Dory here. I recently listened to Dr. Joe Vitale, and one of his questions was, are you in alignment with your assignment? Are you in alignment with your assignment? We all have an assignment, and part of my job, part of what I love to do, is helping people wake up to their assignment, finding the yearning of their soul, understanding what they're really here to do, and what really sparks their passion. So we all came with a purpose. We all have something we came with. And when we came with those things, we came with everything we needed. And a lot of what we have to do on this planet is to wake up. A lot of it is to be aware, learning what it is that we're here to do, learning what is the passion of our soul. And sometimes there are people or even young children who know right away when they are on this planet. They know right away, and they're talking all the time about what they're going to be when they grow up, what they want to be. They absolutely know. And I was not one of those. I was someone is in high school, and as a younger person, searching, looking for different things, trying to fit in a box. And as a young woman growing up in the 70s, there was still some restrictions on, still some ideas about what was right or what was wrong for what a woman should be able to do. And there were some restrictions. Now it's a much more open experience. But I remember wondering, and what do I want to do? And I realized I wanted to teach, but I didn't want to teach elementary school or public school or even in the university. I didn't want to teach in that way, teaching that formal education in that system. What did I want to teach? And I just kept wondering and searching and not really knowing. I ended up going to school. My major was nutrition because I loved that. And I was good at math, I was good at sciences, I loved chemistry, I loved microbiology, I loved all of those fields. Ended up getting married and not finishing my degree. But I did enjoy that, and I did enjoy that journey of school and learning. And after my experience, and those who don't know, if you want to know my life experience, you can watch the Netflix documentary, Murder Among the Mormons. But I had a very intense experience being married and the end of that marriage. And I was left at the end of that marriage with 4 young children, the oldest 5, the youngest was 6 weeks. And looking at, what do I want to do when I grow up? What do I want to do now? And looking at, exploring that. What is it I want to do? Who am I? Why am I here? Where am I going? Where do I want to go? And began looking at all of those questions. What is it I want? And the one thing I did know was that I was interested in alternative health. I was interested in the alternative health products and the modalities. And so I started to explore that. I went to a health food store where they had free classes, and I started attending those free classes and getting myself acquainted in my discovery process of what I wanted to do. What is it that I wanted to do? And as I went through my journeys, I started with the Reiki, then I went to the massage, then I went to the hypnosis, and I was around 40 years old when I really understood what I wanted to do and how I wanted to help people. And so sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's simple, and sometimes it's more of a journey. But as I became aware and owned, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm here to do, helping people through alternative health modalities and products. And I realized that, looking back as a teenager, that when I had my grandpa that was really having a lot of stress, and when I had people in my family upset, I wanted to help them be happy. I wanted to help solve their problems, solve what was going on. And so there was a clue for me that I didn't see until I was in my 40s as I look back. But there are clues. So we have clues along the way when we're looking. If we don't know yet what is that passion, we have clues that we can look at. Sometimes those clues show up very strong, and sometimes it's not till we look back on information, but look back at our life, look back on what happened. It's like, oh, I see now. That hindsight, that being able to see, oh, that's what it is that showed me. That's what I really wanted to do, because that was true. I wanted to relieve people's stress. I wanted to help them be happy, help them to live their life in their full potential and what really made them happy, what is joyful. I wanted to help people have joy. And that is what I get to do today. It's like, yay, happy days. I get to be doing that every day, helping people find their way in what their purpose is, or when they know that, or when they have that, to help them be happier, to help them finding their joy, the yearnings of their soul. What do I really want to accomplish? What do I want to create? What is it I want to be doing that brings me joy? And the thing that I find very amazing is, even though we may not be aware until later, as I was when I was an older person, even though we may not be aware, we have everything that we need. We come with everything that we need to fulfill that purpose, to fulfill that destiny, to fulfill that profession, whatever, however you want to describe that. We come with everything that we need. And as we start looking around and we start becoming aware and maybe telling ourselves an affirmation that I am aware, I do have everything, show me. I love that statement, show me, when I have a prayer, show me this, show me that. And it comes to, I get brought to me what I'm looking for. And I have found over and over again that I always have everything that I prefer and desire. I always have everything. I always have everything. And when I'm thinking I'm in a moment of lack or a moment of feeling needy or other things, when I remind myself, I always have everything I prefer and desire, and it will bring to my awareness what that is. Because that really is, I feel like that's a miracle in my life, is every time I notice that I already have it. When I start just being aware of that, when I be still and reflective, it comes to me, or I notice, or if something is missing, or I've lost something, I find it when I just relax and be still. So it's pretty amazing that I love this whole system of being human, the connection we have with infinite intelligence, God, source, whatever words you want to use for that. We all have that direct connection, and we are all supported in being our full potential and being that divine being of who we are and expressing that. We're here to express that divineness. We're here to help other people. We're here to help other people and have other people help us. And how I see that is we're all lined up. I'm holding someone's hand and they're assisting me, and then I have a hold of someone else's hand that I'm assisting them, and we're all here to help each other. And I love that's what we're here to do. And whenever anyone becomes aware of their purpose, it's always about helping other people. It's always about helping other people being who they really are, expressing who they really are, being that love that each one of us are. And the more we can connect with that, and the more that we can just relax and knowing that each one of us is supported, is loved, each one of us matters, each one of us is important, each one of us has that circle of influence that we are here to assist, that we're here to help. And some people have a bigger circle of influence, they have more impact. Other people have a smaller circle of influence. But even that word more impact, it doesn't even make sense, because everything that we do ripples across the world. And we are helping. We help more than we realize. Even when we have a smaller circle, that smaller circle of influence. We don't necessarily realize how important and what an impact that we are making when we just be ourselves, when we just be that love, that who we are. One of the challenges when we find our purpose, find what we're here to do, is to be aware of where we need to educate that, because there are places that we need to educate our gifts. There are places that we need to learn and grow, maybe get a degree. Maybe I have a lot of certifications. I have a degree. I have an associate degree, but I didn't get my bachelor's. But I have a lot of certifications. But every bit of learning that I've done, through formal training, through certifications, or through life, the life journey, the intensities that I've had in life, every one of those things has helped me to be what I need to be. Everything, it all is needed. And I actually was told through Spirit that the journey that I did, all the intensities that happened to me with my now ex-husband were needed for me to be able to help more people, to be able to understand, to be able to really be there. So none of it was accidental, none of it was a mistake, none of it was random, that randomly I had this happen to me. It is something that was purposeful, that was purposely created, that I as I was listening, not knowing what I was getting into, but I did listen, and I stepped into that relationship and into that experience. And it was purposeful. And that experience, that intensity of that experience really taught me to trust, that I could trust. Even when all these things were going on, I felt spirit, I felt supported, I felt messages given to me. I knew that I was being supported, I was being protected. And after that experience, I became even more aware of how much I was protected and how much that I was supported. And that has really strengthened my trust, my faith, my connection to God, my connection to that infinite intelligence. And I use that every single day. That is something that is so important to me, is having that connection, being able to ask, being able to hear through my intuition. My intuition has been strengthened, and I really love that. And I'm working on having that be even stronger. But I really love that those were the gifts that I was given through this experience, and knowing how much I'm loved, how much I am supported, and I know that whatever I feel, whatever I'm experiencing, is the same for you. So there are those listening that really get it and know that for themselves, and there are those that haven't found that yet. And so I'm telling you, borrow my faith, borrow my awareness of that love, that you do matter, you are important, you are here to make a difference, you are here to make a change. There is something for you. If you have found it, you strengthen that and you get better, doing whatever your intuition tells you. If you haven't yet, knowing that there is something that is here for you. No one is left out. No one is been kept away. Everyone has gifts. Everyone has everything the Father has, because that's what Christ said in the New Testament. You have everything the Father has. He has given you everything that He has. So each one of us has everything that the Father has. And I see it, the metaphor I use is maybe a 6-month-old baby that's being given a bag full of plumber tools by his plumber dad. And he has no idea how to use them, no idea what to do with that, but he's got it. And that's how I feel like we are. We are learning what tools we have. We're learning how to use those tools, but we have been given everything, and we have everything. So just take that to heart for those that could use that. Take that to heart, that you have already been given everything, and it's there. You have it. No one has been left out. No one has been skipped over. No one has been given less than anyone else. We all have been given everything the Father has. And it's simply a matter of being aware, a matter of having those prayers inside, asking, show me, asking, help me be aware. What is it I'm here to do? And getting help if you need help. And I love being able to do that. I love being able to help people find their way and clear away what's in the way, so they can truly step into what they're here to do and shine. We all are here to be shiny, to shine and glow and be that love, and support each other in that, and being helpful and loving and kind. And it really is an amazing, amazing process. I think being human is really an amazing process. How really much more powerful, how much more we are than people have realized. And that evolution process where we're just getting better and better with our spiritual evolution, and how we're growing, moving and growing. And I find that being human is so amazing. How we're connected to each other. We have a thought, and that other people can pick up those thoughts. And how we have that messages from God every day. We have those messages that as we listen, we can be aware. And we also have the challenge, because other people's thoughts affect us, either with their positive or with their negative. My thoughts affect other people, their thoughts affect me. And being able to be in charge of our mind, being in charge of our brain, being in charge of what comes in. We don't have a say necessarily about what comes in, but we do have a say about what we keep. And I look at it like a garden. We don't have a say whether there's going to be weeds or not, or what kind of weeds, but we can pull those weeds out, and then we can create an environment where the things we want to grow, the vegetables or flowers or trees, whatever we want, can grow better, because we're plucking out those weeds, and we're trimming those bushes and we're doing the things that we want to create. That's what we do in our own mind, and that's what we do in our own life when we're in the driver's seat and when we take charge and when we know that we matter and we know that you make a difference. That makes it much easier, and that makes it more responsible. We have a responsibility to fulfill our destiny. We have a responsibility to fulfill our passion, our yearning of our soul. That's what we came to do. That's what brings the satisfaction. There's that satisfaction and that joy when we are in that place of manifesting, or that place of we've stepped into who we really are, and we're doing our daily journey of what's needed today. How can we do this? I want to give some encouragement to those who are still looking, no matter how old you are. Colonel Saturn's was in his 60s when he really got into he did other things too, but when he really got into his Kentucky Fried Chicken, he was 60. There's all kinds of stories about older people who are really, really stepping into who they are and what they're here for. So at age, it never matters. And there are stories of these young kids who are starting foundations, who are helping raise money, who are doing all these amazing things when they're 7 and 8 years old. So there is no age limit on this. There is nothing limiting with either being young or being old. And that's my message for today, is that are you in alignment with your assignment? Do you know your assignment? And I'd love to talk with you if you could use help with that. I'd love to have you come in and just have a chat, and we can see how I can help you and what you could use to be in alignment with that. So when you want to change your story, call Dory.